Ciao familia, it's Italiano Shy. Welcome back to another podcast. TLDW, too long, didn't watch. Split roadmap, DMZ Recon as on mobile now, plus a premium 2026 console and PC reboot as a third mode. Why mobile first? Massive testing bed to gather retention and monetization data while keeping DMZ's brand warm and keeping us involved. 2026 reboot shaped to be led by Infinity Ward, paid positioning to fund ongoing support and raise the cheater barrier. On top of that as well, core fixes separate PvE and PvPvE queues with distinct movement profiles so DMZ stays slower and tactical. Identity upgrade, like the Korean DMZ set in Tumen, for higher stakes and clear mode identity. On top of that as well, it will more likely than not have its own map as well. Now, I personally cannot wait for this, but please enjoy the information I'm bringing you. I'm bringing it to you as fast as I can, as much as I can. And yes, I do know I'm using AI, but I am still here making it all myself. I hope everyone's having a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao.
Welcome back to the DMZ Files conversation, where we're diving into some of the hottest updates hitting the Call of Duty universe. Today, we're dissecting the revival of DMZ and how it's coming back on two fronts.
I'm really excited about this, especially since the news is packed with twists and turns. So, what do you think is the biggest highlight from what's been announced?
Well, the first big splash is that DMZ, Recon for Call of Duty, mobile is officially in the works. This is huge. Not just a mobile spin-off, but a full extraction shooter experience tailored for mobile. And remember, COD Mobile boasts over 650 million downloads, so the potential here is massive.
Exactly, that scale is enormous. It's like they're using mobile as a giant testing ground, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Activision is clearly betting on mobile's low-risk, high-reward dynamics, cheaper, faster development cycles, and essentially a beta test live on millions of devices.
Yeah.
It's a smart play because they can iron out any kinks before even considering the full console revival.
And we shouldn't forget that this release is structured as free-to-play. That makes the entry barrier basically non-existent, with monetization being driven by battle passes and cosmetics.
Right. There's no crossplay with PC or console in this case. It's a totally isolated experiment managed by Tencent's Teamy Studio rather than the main COD studios. That separation is intriguing because it hints at a very different approach from the mainline game.
Now, while the mobile version is exciting on its own, the plot thickens with the leaks about a full DMZ revival slated for 2026. What's your take on that?
Oh yes, the 2026 hints are where things really get interesting. The rumored full revival is supposedly headed by Infinity Ward, which is significant given that the original DMZ was, well, sort of their baby. The rumors aren't your typical baseless chatter either. Established leakers like the Ghost of Hope and Reality have been putting out data-mined clues that include DMZ references in game files.
So we're seeing actual game files, menu systems, unused assets, something that says, hey, we're building something big here?
Exactly. It appears DMZ won't just be a rehash of the previous mode. The leaks suggest advanced features like a social hub or headquarters area where players can, sort of regroup, test weapons, form squads, or trade items.
Yeah. That sort of no PvP safe zone is really appealing, especially for players who got lost after mission completions in past modes.
Right, and that's not all. The revival is said to boast multiple maps. Instead of a single stale environment, we might see 4 distinct maps plus the headquarters area. And get this, dynamic weather systems like fog, rain, and even snow are in the mix. It's like they're literally evolving the battlefield environment, offering a fresh experience each time you drop in.
That actually sounds revolutionary, but what really caught my eye was the Korean Peninsula angle. How is that factoring into the DMZ's revival?
Oh, that part is a goldmine. Multiple leaks mention a map codenamed Tumen, a direct nod to the Tumen River, the actual border region among North Korea, China, and Russia. And even more, there's talk that the Modern Warfare 4 campaign could be set in Korea, dealing with story threads from MW3. It's almost poetic, you know? The most famous DMZ on Earth becomes the setting for a virtual DMZ.
Right. It's like they're blurring the line between reality and game design. But Do you think this Korean theme will resonate well, or could it be too polarizing?
That's a fair challenge. I mean, integrating real-world geopolitical themes can be a double-edged sword. But if executed with sensitivity, and these leaks hint at a narrative that honed in on the DMZ's true identity, it could bring a level of immersion that we've never seen before.
It does have the potential to be a deeply engaging narrative, seamlessly merging gameplay with actual historical context.
And speaking of engaging gameplay, another contentious point among the community is the movement mechanics. A significant group is demanding a return to slower, tactical movement reminiscent of older MW2 styles, rather than the modern slide-canceling, omni-movement approaches.
That's an interesting contrast. I mean, don't you think offering separate movement profiles for multiplayer and DMZ could create a nice balance?
Yes, indeed. There's even a leak hinting that Infinity Ward might implement distinct movement modes for the different game types. This split could preserve the tactical identity of DMZ, while keeping the fast-paced action alive in multiplayer.
Yeah, but then the monetization debate jumps right back in. There's worry over whether DMZ will be free to play across all modes, or if the premium version might be introduced to avoid cheaters and maintain quality.
Absolutely. And that debate really splits the community. Some fans insist that a premium paywall could reduce cheating, drawing from past free-to-play pitfalls. Others feel it might freeze the player base. It's a critical balance, one that the development team will need to manage carefully with their season-based updates.
And those updates are another important piece. The leaks mention full-scale updates every 2 seasons, with mid-season tweaks sprinkled in, following a kind of Warzone update rhythm, which might just be the breath of fresh air DMZ needs.
Right? This cadence could help fuse the best of both worlds, delivering a living, breathing mode that evolves with player feedback while retaining its core identity.
So, if we pull this together, the mobile version is really the appetizer, offering a low-risk entry point that could also double as a massive real-world test track. Meanwhile, the 2026 revival promises the main course, loaded with innovations like multiple maps, dynamic weather, even a tailored social hub.
Exactly. And all this suggests that Activision sees a tremendous value in keeping DMZ alive and even evolving into something beyond its original form.
Yes, I'm really curious about the timeline. With the mobile release testing the waters soon around Season 9 or 10, do you think this will truly pave the way for the 2026 project?
It seems likely. The mobile rollout can provide critical data on player engagement and monetization, which could in turn justify and refine the larger-scale revival. It's like a trial run that de-risks the bigger investment.
However, I do wonder if relying too heavily on mobile data might underestimate the expectations of core console players when it comes to a full-scale DMZ experience.
That's a valid concern. But I think Activision plans to tailor the experience according to each platform's strengths. Mobile gets the raw testing ground, while the console and PC versions, especially with Infinity Ward at the helm, are designed to meet the high-octane standards that loyal fans expect.
Yeah, that sounds right. And as we see it, Infinity Ward seems to have taken note of every community complaint, from movement mechanics to map variety, which suggests they're learning from past missteps to create something genuinely innovative.
Definitely. The blend of innovative features like the social hubs, multiple maps, and dynamic weather really indicates a thoughtful attempt at revolutionizing the extraction shooter experience. It's like they are turning every stone to craft a richer, more immersive environment.
As daunting as the challenges may be, it's an exciting time for the Call of Duty community. Whether you're drawn by the mobile extraction shooter or waiting eagerly for the full revival in 2026, there's a lot to look forward to.
Right? And it's clear that Activision is throwing everything they've got at making sure DMZ not only bounces back, but evolves in a way that could redefine the genre.
So to wrap it up, we're looking at a two-pronged approach here. Immediate, free-to-play action on mobile that might shape the future game, and a full-scale, narrative-rich multi-map DMZ experience slated for 2026, complete with a nod to real-world tension in its Korean setting.
Exactly. And as always, it's going to be interesting to see how player feedback and ongoing leaks continue to shape up the story over the coming months. The stakes are high, but the potential payoff is huge.
Thanks for the deep dive. It's been an enlightening chat, and I can't wait to see how DMZ evolves in this next chapter.
Same here. And for anyone tuning in, keep your eyes on every announcement, every update, because in the world of Call of Duty, the battlefield is always shifting.
Exactly. Until next time, stay sharp and keep your loadouts ready.
Take care, and we'll catch you out there in the DMZ.